Hello everyone, Kami here, and I watched the WASTELANDIA pilot. It was bad. Okay, let me explain why it's bad as an episode first, and then why it's bad as a pilot second, because I feel that's easier. Okay, so why is it bad as an episode? Well, nothing fucking happens. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal of your characters just sitting around talking. I mean, Aqua Teen Hunger Force is a favorite show of mine, but I like Aqua Teen Hunger Force because it also has a plot going on in the background, even if the plot is kinda not that much. But at least stuff happens in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. At least there's a plot going on. You know, things happen. It may not have a resolution all the time, but it has a plot. That's, you know, something. Like, all the pilot is for WASTELANDIA is just, my day was awful. I got called cringe by normies. Blech. And then character 2 goes, oh, my day was also awful because my parents called me a disappointment again. And I'm kind of living up to that and blah, you know, like, that's what character 2 says. And then character 3 goes, oh, my day also sucked. They blocked the view, I overslept, I ruined my art and had it get critiqued and it's, you know, got called a community college thing. Oh, my day was just awful. And then character 1 goes, I know what'll improve our day, and then they go on top of the billboard and that is the end. There is no plot here. For the sake of comparison, I will be comparing it to something on what I feel is the same level, which is Gamecade. Gamecade also had a pilot. The difference is I actually like Gamecade's pilot because of what it is. Gamecade's pilot involves the main character getting told, hey, go find the problem with our machine, and then the main character goes, yep. The main character doesn't talk, by the way. And then we learn about the other characters' personalities and the way they act through the story. And it's also 5 minutes, which is about the same length as this WASTELANDIA pilot. The difference being we actually get to see the Gamecade character dynamics in action in an actual episode plot, so you get a feel for not only what the show is, but what the characters' relationships are. The WASTELANDIA pilot is just, I have karma on Reddit, and they called me cringe. How dare they? And also just like Pride Funko Pops were also mentioned, which... Okay, now why is this a bad pilot? I mean, it introduces the characters, isn't that enough? Well, no, it also has to give off character dynamics, how the general vibe of the show will be, and all these various things. It can't just be, here's the characters, okay, bye. Like, an episode should give you an idea on character dynamics and what a general episode of the show will feel like. Not just, here's the characters. You don't get a vibe for any of that with this pilot, and that is a problem. Because you can't just hook me with, here are the characters' general personalities. That's not enough. And that's why this pilot feels so inadequate to me. Like, it's not enough, because it really isn't. Also, on top of all of that, the comedy is practically non-existent. I mean, the Reddit karma thing I can acknowledge is supposed to be a joke, but there isn't a punchline there. They just act like the character having a lot of Reddit karma is the punchline to that, which really it isn't. The stuff before it doesn't make it a punchline, really. And really, it's just a setup. You have to have the other character in the scene react to it in some way, whether it be grossed out or like, well, that really isn't a qualifier on who's a normie before getting interrupted with the rest of the rant, or something beyond, yes, you've mentioned that. Like, I don't mean to be that person, but it really comes off a lot like this clip.
I look up the evidence using an app on my iPhone.
Don't just reference modern shit, you idiot! That's not comedy!
But yeah, that's pretty much it. If I had to give WASTELANDIA a rating, it would be a 3 out of 10. I think there's potential there for a good show, but from what I've seen, this isn't it. Like, I think there's good ideas here with the characters, but I'm not getting a show here. I'm getting characters, and I want a show. But yeah, as is, it's not really anything to write home about, and honestly, I hope they take a lot of the criticisms they've gotten and put them to use in the show, because I think, once again, this has a lot of potential. It just needs to be nurtured correctly. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, leaving your opinions on the show, and donate to my Ko-Fi. That's all for this video. Bye-bye.